YouTube, what's going on? We got my boy Gabe right here,
Know the vibes.
also known as Poppy Fly on Instagram. Today we got his SI and we're gonna ask him a few questions about his SI. But before we ask him some questions about his SI, let's get to know him. So Gabe, tell us about yourself.
So what's up, man? My name is Gabe. Last name Batista, full name Gabriel. I was born and raised in Queens, also Park.
Queens, Suicide, yeah.
Know the vibes. Car has always just been a passion for me. You know what I'm saying? Just love cars to death. Right now, I got a lot going on. My girlfriend's pregnant. I'm having a kid. Really excited for the new beginnings. And I'm actually moving to Florida. I'm leaving New York. I can't stand the cold. Just new beginnings, fresh start. Just trying to level up, man. That's it.
That's what's up, that's what's up. So I got 10 questions for Gabe about his Honda. So let's get these 10 questions out. Okay. Question number 1. Why an SI?
That's a good question, man. Honestly, I've always been a fan of SIs since I can remember. I first fell in love with SIs back in 06, the end of 06. That's when the first SI sedan came out. For those who know about SIs, it was always cool throughout the years. And 07 was the first year they released the 4-door SI. And to me, it was always like a sleeper. You think coupe, you think race car, this and that. Sedan, it's like a grocery getter with some speed. And I was never able to get an SI. And after saving, I finally, was able to get the SI that I wanted, man. It's been a dream car, believe it or not.
Very good answer. So let's ask about the wheels. I know if you guys can see the wheels, they work VSKX?
VSX.
VSX.
Yes, sir.
So we want to know the specs and the amount of camber you're running on them wheels.
So originally the wheels are 18 by 10, and from what I think it's offsets 12. Right now I'm actually running a 50 mil spacer due to the camber that I'm trying to run. Yeah, I know everybody, 50 mil spacers, I get it, but I don't really drive this like that, and I was trying to achieve the double-digit camber, and the wheels didn't fit with the camber that I want, at least not the fitment that I want. So I put the 50 mil spacers on there, and I got it to sit, fender to lip, and actually love these wheels. These are my favorite all-time favorite wheels. I have them on all cars.
Yes, 3 cars and all of them have the wheels on it.
I love it. The VSXs to me is a signature, you know what I'm saying? And as far as the camber, right now I'm running negative, I want to say 11 all around, 10.8 in the front, about 11.6 in the rear.
That's ride height or?
That's ride height, yes.
Ride height.
So
ride height is that. So when you go low, you get more camber. So what would you say the camber is when you aired out?
Well, these cars are funny. So the rear is probably at 12, and then the front actually goes positive just a tad bit. So aired out is probably like maybe 12 in the rear, 11.9-ish, and then the front is probably like 10.4-ish. It's a little off, not exactly where I want it to be, but as far as appearance, it's pretty much dead on.
Okay. What are 3 features on your car that you like the most?
The SI, honestly, I want to say the custom front bumper. I mean, you really can't see it here.
After this video, we're gonna get some rolling shots so you guys can see the full car, how it looks in motion. So 3 features in the car: the front bumper.
The front bumper is definitely about the front bumper. The front bumper originally was one of one. When the coupe came out, they refined the whole front end, and I was actually considering doing the whole coupe front end. But then I figured, you know what? It's kind of easy to do. Just spot headlights, do this, do that, and just convert the whole front end. And I had rear headlights at the time, which were rare at the time. Hybrid limited grille. So I was like, you know what? Why not cut the bumper in half? Let's mold the coupe bumper on there and let's see how it looks. And thanks to Lido Customs, he made that bumper look OEM. And honestly, if you didn't know, you can't tell. You think the bumper's factory.
To be honest, that's news to me. I knew Gabe for a while, I knew the car for a while, and I actually thought the bumper was OEM. I knew there was something different about the bumper because it's the only front bumper that I ever seen on that car, but I didn't know that you cut it.
Well, the bumper's still OEM.
Oh, okay.
It's still, I'm really picky. So I actually bought an OEM coupe bumper, used my OEM sedan bumper and molded it both. But what you're trying to say, I guess you thought the car came factory with that bumper, right? It wasn't factory at all. And as far as the second feature, I want to say my mirrors. My mirrors, I want to say they're rare. I haven't seen too many people with them, but they're actually heated, power folding, and signals. You know, they actually make hybrid mirrors that are identical, but they're not power folding or heated. And the third, but not least, honestly, I want to say is the taillights. As played out as these taillights have gotten, I love these taillights. I feel like it sets the car apart. It's just icy. And I love the tails, man. It just sets it completely off.
Okay. So, question number 3. What is the most expensive thing on your car?
Most expensive thing on the car?
And what's the price?
Man, that's a really good question. Other than the music, I really want to say the front bumper. The front bumper is the most expensive.
How much would you think the ball at?
Honestly, the OEM bumper cost me about $4 and change just to cut it out.
Yeah.
Labor $700, and then maybe to paint it another 5, 6. So you're looking at, I'm bad at math, maybe close to $2 grand, 1,800 just in the bumper, without the fog lights, without the lip, etc. But you gotta pay the bill. That's
true. Question number 4. Would you sell your SI, and if so, how much?
That's a really good question, man. I've had a couple people hit me up actually and offer me $20,000 for the car, and it was I was kind of considering it, but at the same time, to keep it honest, it's not a price that I would let it go for. It's not a price where I would just snap. And like I said, there's 2 prices. There's a price where what actually car is worth and people will pay it. And there's an emotional price, as I would say. So the prices are nowhere near as far as what people would pay. And my emotional price for me to get up one day and be like, listen, you know what, just take the car keys as it is. It's gonna sound really ridiculous, but I would have to consider it at 35K to 40. Yes, I know maybe the car is not worth that, whatever, but it's an emotional price. For me to let it go, I bought this car brand new with 0 miles. I put so much work into it. This car made me who I am today. For me to get rid of it, I don't know, it's just gonna be real difficult.
And it's a lot of, that's what people don't understand about the whole car thing. It's more than just a car choice, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
The cars have ups and downs and we go through it. Just like it's a relationship that we have with a car. Even though it's an object, it's definitely possible.
100%.
So, question number 5. How much would you say you spent overall in the car?
Shit, man, that's crazy. Honestly, I wouldn't even know, man. Like
a rough estimate.
To be honest, just rough throwing numbers out there, like 50K more.
50K?
Yeah.
That's not even including the price of the car. That's just mine.
Yeah, that's just parts. Yeah, no.
Damn. 50K.
I'll try not to think about it.
Yeah. Question number 5. How do you feel about the stance game overall now?
Now, okay, when you say stance, a lot of people, you know, their definition of stance would be, you know, cambered out, you know, stretch wheels, fitment, right?
Yeah.
My personal definition of stance, I feel the definition of stance is posture, the way the car sits. So stance can be race car stance, it can be kind of flush fitment stance, you know. But to get to where you're trying to say, how do I feel about, you know, the whole fitment and camber, blah. To be honest, I love that. Me, I've tried the whole race car look. It was fun for a little bit, but it's just, I'm not a fan. I love pulling up and it's just airing out and just having the fender touch the rim and still be clean without damaging anything. It's just, I don't know, to me it's just, I get so much more enjoyment than just beating on my car, you know. I have nothing against anybody, you know that. to each their own. But me personally, I love it. I love it. Love it.
Okay, good answer. Good answer. Question 6. What is your favorite car besides your SI?
That I personally own or in the world?
In general.
Like in the world?
If you had to get another car besides the SI. Matter of fact, let's switch this question up.
Oh, here we go.
If
I had to trade one
If
of
you
my
had
cars,
to trade the SI,
I knew that was going.
what would it be for? Straight trade. And we're talking realistic, not a Lambo. Something.
No.
Okay, so if you price your car at $50K,
Right.
what would you trade your car in? Something worth $50K.
50K, it would have to be an E63 AMG. Yeah, obviously they're a lot more money. It's the one I want for sure. But if they came down to it, I'd consider it. I'd definitely consider it. Because, as I said before, I'm like settling. I wouldn't want to trade my SI. I would want to save up, get to where I want to be, and just get the E63 and still have my Civic. But if it came down to it and I had no choice, it would be an E63 100% without doubt.
E63, not bad. Okay, question number 7?
I believe so.
Question number 7. What is your future plan with the SI?
Whew, man, you have no idea, man. I dream about this every single night. Honestly, is throw the supercharger back on. I had a supercharger on the car, but I was having issues, so I removed it for the time being. Definitely supercharge it again. Wire tuck it completely. I have yet to see a 9th gen, to my knowledge, wire tuck. Full roll cage inside. Completely delete the rear seats. Basically like full, or at least for the most part, race cars with the roll cage, rear seat delete, wire tuck, boosted, and that's about it. That's mostly interior and engine. As far as exterior, not much will change, to be honest.
Okay. Question number 8.
Yes, sir.
This is a 9th gen, right?
Correct.
9th gen. What is your favorite 9th gen out right now, besides yours? And we're gonna need his Instagram name, because we're gonna tag him.
My favorite 9th gen SI. Wow. That's a really good question, man. There's too many out there, too many nice ones.
We need one. Just one, and his Instagram name.
Wow. I can't even think of it right now. My favorite 9th gen.
It ain't you, Franco.
That's hard, man, because I can't think of anybody right now on the top of my head.
We'll pass on that.
I'll get back to you guys on that for sure.
Okay. Question number 8.
Yeah.
If you had to change the color of the car, what would it be?
To be honest, I tried that once. I was a really fan of white. Red is my favorite color, but I tried white, and I loved the look for a little bit, but it just, it wasn't it cheap. I got over it, and red is rare, man. I don't really see too many red SIs, especially clean ones. But if I really, really had no choice, it would have to be like the new Civic Type R color, which is, I believe it's called Sonic Gray. So it looks like a Nardo gray with like purple and pearl. Yeah,
that color is nice. That color is nice. All right. So question number 9.
Yep.
Question number 9. Okay, so question number 9 is that he's moving to Florida this week, right?
Next week.
Next week. Why are we moving to Florida? Tell us a little bit about that.
To be honest, I've loved Florida since I can remember. Since the first time I actually personally drove in the SI to Florida from here over there. It's just a different vibe, man, honestly. Over there, everyone is just so humble. Everybody it's just a different feeling, New York is really fast paced. It's where the money's at 100%, but I'm not a fast paced type of person. I like to take my time with things, I like to embrace things, appreciate things. I feel like, living in New York, we don't have the time to appreciate things acknowledge things. We're moving so fast. You know, we wake up in the morning, rush into work, rush into this, rush into that, and then when you get out of work, you're rushing over because you're tired. Go eat, sleep, and then just repeat the whole thing all over again. You know, and obviously that's a choice a person can make living anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But Florida is just a different attitude. You know, in New York, here, you got a light. The moment the light turns green, honking the horn, everybody's pressing you. You can't look at anybody. New York is a different attitude, you know. New York is a jungle, you know, and I don't mean that in a negative way because people grow from that. That's how people are made, you know. That's how you get your ambition. You know, I love it. But Florida, to me, I feel like that's where, you know, I belong, honestly. And I said I love New York. I've lived here my whole entire life. Nothing against New York, but Florida to me is like, it's just a whole different vibe, man. That's the best way to explain it. And I feel like I would do great over there. And all I have to, you know, think to myself is keep the New York mentality, keep the New York hustle. And with that being said, I feel like I'll be all right. And of course, I hate the winter. I've dealt with this so many times. You can tell I'm shivering right now. I can't deal with the coldness. I need heat. And I'm sure people will comment below about hurricanes and snowstorms and the whole nine. You know, anywhere you go, you're gonna have something.
Ups and downs everywhere you go.
100%. So you just have to, I want to say, take it out somewhere and adapt to it and embrace it. Here we have snow. There's times where you can't even drive outside. You can't drive your car. You know, in my field that I'm in of automotive, winter sometimes, you know, it's really slow in business, which is everywhere, you know. But Florida's warm all year round. You know, you have everything. There's so much activities to do. Weather takes a real huge toll on life. You know, people don't realize it because they're so used to it and they adapt to it. But you say and think, man, you'll see it. You'll see it for sure.
Good answer, good answer. So my last question, question 10, for the viewers out there
Talk to me, Chief.
that just got that SI, look up to you, because there's a lot of young viewers out here that's watching that looks up to my boy Fly. What do you have to tell the viewers that one day they want to get their car as good as you? What do you have to tell them, like advice?
First things first, patience. Take your time. You know, as simple as my car may look, I've had this car for 6.5 years. And, you know, like I said, it might not be much for 6.5 years, but I took my time. Everything I've done to the car was with time. Every year, changed one thing up, changed a couple things up, and it wasn't a race for me. It was, I knew I was gonna get to where I wanted eventually. You know, things get in the way, life gets in the way, you take your time. You know, there's no rush, nothing's impossible. You know, do things right the first time, because you're winding up spending twice the second time. And just do your thing, you know what I'm saying? There's no rush at all. You're at your own pace. You're gonna make your car look the way you want it, and it'll show. There's a lot of builds that I see out there that you can tell they rush, and you can tell who takes their time. They might not see it, but I see it. Me as an enthusiast, I can see, you know. So those, you know, who look up to me, as Mark would say, just take your time, man. You know, there's no time limit. Work at your own pace, and I promise you will get there, 100%.
All right, so that was an interview with my boy Fly. I do want you guys to check out his Instagram, which is Poppy Fly, and he also made his own bags called Fly Air. I'll tag both of the Instagrams in below. I want you guys to give that a follow. Hit him up. He answers all questions for all vehicles. This is the man to talk to when it comes about stance, fender to lip, camber. He knows most cars. It's not only Hondas, and you know, most cars he knows. He can give you his insight. That's pretty much it. I want to wish my boy Fly good luck in Florida.
Appreciate you.
We'll be down there in May. We're going to be doing more interviews on the other cars that he got, his S2000 and his RDX. Can't miss those. So we out here. Let's go catch some rollers. Thank you guys for watching. This for YouTube, brother. What's going on? Where you about to go? Act up for the camera real quick. Got the new wheels on. I know you got new tires for it too.
Damn. Real?
Hell yeah.